One night, God and I walked on the beach. Scenes of my life flashed before me like lightning in the sky. Sometimes a flash revealed 2 sets of footprints, sometimes 1. This troubled me because it was when I was most lonely or hurt most deeply that I saw 1 set of footprints. So I said, "Lord, you promised me you would always walk with me, but during my most trying hours, I saw only 1 set of footprints." The Lord replied, "My child, when you saw only 1 set of footprints, I took you in my arms and carried you."
Beginning with a vision from God after reading the poem, local artist Bob Harness was inspired to sketch the magnitude of its words. Knowing that it should be brought to life, he set forth to create a miniature sculpture. Presenting his vision for this creation to be much more than a small statue, he met with Dr. Kirby Hill, president of the Panola County Ministerial Fellowship, and Gene Campbell, who recognized what a blessing our area could bestow if this monument were to be built in our community. The Footprints in the Sand Foundation was formed, giving it a 501c3 status. The group is committed to seeing the project's completion with a vision of the impact it will make on future generations.
And what we're doing is not to be bowed down to or prayed to. It's just a symbol. It's just a reminder what you've gone through, and you can go out there and meditate and say, "Hey, I walked this pathway too." And so that's what we want. And like I say, it's not my statue.
A great deal of mathematical skill was involved to ensure lifelike accuracy. Bob's vision of the face of Jesus Christ and the compassion which is shown was sketched to scale. Using donated foam allowed him to stack and glue and carve to the likeness of his vision. Sealing with hot wax and applying clay shows the many levels of skill in creating art. Emotions are captured and then details added to each section with the thought of it all coming together in one beautiful monument. This has driven many to take part in seeing this come to fruition. Intricate details are time-consuming yet so necessary to bring the work to life. Mr. Robert Pope played a key part in the daily challenges of creating this massive work of art. Billy Graham once said, quote, "There are many forms of evangelism," end quote. People from Mexico, Taiwan, Colombia, and from all over the U.S. have visited and worked in the Harness studio. Assembling the sections to make adjustments require much help from others. So far, supplies have been provided through the donations of many. At each step, God has provided, making this a testament to the spirit of His people. School children have benefited by being allowed to understand the concept of Mold Me and Make Me, as they were invited to learn the techniques needed to create this monument and then have hands-on experience which they will never forget. Over 100 people from all walks of life, church groups, organizations, and friends gathered together and were graciously welcomed to assist, each inspired by the message this monument represents.
And one little girl, she in school, her class came and she went home. She said, "We got to go and help on that with whole family." So she brought her whole family, spent one afternoon working on it, and that was a thrill to me.
In order to ensure accuracy, Matt Buchanan brought his tree service trucks and workers to stack and check the fit of each section before transporting the pieces to Mr. George Cadell's foundry in Aubrey, Texas, who was commissioned to complete the bronze sculpture. The pouring and soldering of each piece is a time-consuming process which has taken over a year. Since January 2012, Harness has been dedicated to seeing all facets come together to be completed by the summer of 2014. His dream is for this monument to belong to the people. It will only become a reality through your generous donations.
What I hope is people can see it and understand what it truly means as that walk comes up. As you walk your path and that Jesus is with you, that the Lord is with you and He carries you some of the time. What I'm really hoping for is when somebody drives down that road that has no idea it's here, and they come back, they come say, "What is that?" And they come back, and from no knowledge of it, get an inspiration.
Nestled in the East Texas pines, people from all over the world will be drawn to view words coming to life.
Well, we all know that bringing folks into the city is a very important thing because they spend money at our restaurants and buy gasoline, and the turnover of that money just helps cities all over the world. And a lot of our tour groups that come through here to see the Texas Country Music Hall of Fame are church groups, and they're anywhere from 15 to 30 people at a time. And I think this is going to be something that they are going to just love to see, and I think it's going to be very special for our community. We're planning on adding this to our schedule of events that we give them the opportunity to schedule while they come into town.
Well, if somebody's troubled or having some down times and asking the question, God? Why'd you let this happen? A child dying or the wars, so many people killed and everything. But I want to remind them that when Christ was in Calvary, being crucified, he cried out, my God, why have thou forsaken me? Even Christ questioned God and the decision. But we question God, but we know he's in charge, and things will come out. And we got faith that this is going to work. We all have faith. We wouldn't go into this.
Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Beauty is its own excuse for being. Each of us should construct each day with the thought of the legacy we will be leaving the world for the next generation." Sands shift, footprints are erased, but this monument will remain. How can your footprints be placed in the sands of time? Join the efforts of the Footprints in the Sand Foundation by contributing to something we believe will have an eternal effect on the many which pass our way.